Today, we're talking about how pain can affect your guitar playing, making it difficult to practice and enjoy the instrument. If your hands, shoulders, or even your back feel stiff while playing, you're not alone. So many guitarists suffer from this, and it can really zap your motivation and prevent you from becoming a better player. But the good news is, there's a way to never feel discomfort or soreness again. I've studied biomechanics for over 10 years, and I've analyzed the techniques of the greatest guitar players in the world, and they all follow the same exact set of principles. And it works every single time. This is the proven 3-step method that'll get you practicing again and start making real gains on the guitar. And stick around, because at the end, I'm going to share the one change that made the biggest difference to me in my playing and saved my body from years of pain. So let's dive in. Before we get into the details of how to avoid pain and discomfort while playing, I want to touch on something really important. Why do you have pain while playing to begin with? Maybe it's something out of your control, like an old injury or arthritis that flares up, but even those can be mitigated by applying this advice. So ask yourself, why are you feeling pain when you're playing guitar? You probably don't have sore shoulders or a cramped wrist from sitting on the couch watching this video, but yet you do when you play guitar, which is something that should be relaxing and fun. The short answer is because you're not using your body's natural positioning. Instead of using your body the way it wants to be used, you're trying to contort your body in some unnatural way to play the guitar. And fighting against your own body isn't a good idea. It's like trying to swim against the current in the ocean. The harder you try, the worse things are going to get. So what's your body's natural position? Basically, it's the position your body wants to be in when there's little to no energy being used. It's like a default position for your body. And the easiest way to explain it is to go through some of the most common areas for pain in a guitarist's body. So let's start with the hands. Grab a guitar and fret a string using all 4 fingers like this. Now take the guitar away and look at the shape of your hand. I can virtually guarantee that everyone doing this right now has a similar looking hand to this. Now go completely limp in your fingers. What did they do? They totally relaxed and went into a natural position. Your fingers elongated and the gap between them got smaller. This is what your body wants to do when there's no tension, and it's the position you want to emulate when you play. Fighting against that is an uphill battle that you're just always going to lose. Now let's take a look at your wrist. Make a bar chord on the first fret. Again, take away the guitar and try to maintain that position. Does your wrist look natural? It probably doesn't, and it's going to be a major source of pain for a lot of players. This bent wrist is statistically the #1 cause of injury among guitarists, with the leading issues being carpal tunnel and tendonitis. This is because the tendons that run through your wrist are being pinched and rubbing back and forth as they stretch. This causes inflammation and can lead to real serious injuries the longer it keeps going. Hold your hand out like you're going to ask for some change. This is what your wrist wants to do. It's straight, in a relaxed and tension-free position. But your wrist and your back are connected. Yeah, you heard that right. Your wrist position depends on your back and your shoulders. I bet most of you practice with the guitar on your right leg and the neck parallel to the floor. In order to play like this, you have to reach down under the neck and bend your wrist. And the way to do that is by bending at the spine and angling your shoulders. You might already guess where this is going, but take the guitar away. I mean, just look at this. Your spine is bent to the side, your shoulders are completely uneven, your entire posture is a mess. Now contrast that with how you normally sit. Your spine is straight and your shoulders are level. This is what your body wants to do because it's the least energy intensive position, and it doesn't hurt. So let's recap. As you start practicing, you have a tight, curled up hand, a bent wrist, and angled spine and shoulders. And you're wondering why you have to roll your back out or take a break every few minutes during a practice session? Now, the solution to all this is getting into your body's natural position first and then adding the guitar into that. So sit up straight with a straight spine and even shoulders and add the guitar into that. Raise the neck up so you don't have to bend at the spine and use your shoulders to reach down underneath the neck. This will keep your wrist straight and prevent those serious injuries from developing. And I have a whole video on this, so go ahead and click the card above if you're interested. Then make sure your fingers resemble the same shape when they're totally relaxed, with a very slight curve and little space between them. Starting with a natural position is the key to making sure you can always play pain-free, but it's pretty much useless unless you get this next step right. You obviously have to use energy and tension to move your hands and fingers when you play guitar. The trick is, what do you do with that energy and what do you do with that tension when that move is finished? Hold your arm up like this. Go totally limp and loose in your wrist. Use no energy or tension in your wrist. Now, apply some tension to get your wrist to go upright. then go completely limp again. Did you notice it went back to the exact same spot that it started in? This is what needs to happen with every move you make on the guitar. After applying tension, you need to release it. If you don't, that tension is going to build up and it's going to compound with every single motion that you make until your muscles are stiff and sore and you're totally cramped. Think about it this way. For every move you make, there's actually two separate motions: the action and the return. You fret a string, that's motion one, the action. Then you release the string when you're done. That's motion two, the return. The trick is applying tension only in one direction, never in both directions. For example, if you get into a natural position with your fingers before playing a note, then you apply tension to your ring finger and fret the string. Instead of actively pulling your finger away, you simply relax it. If you just relax, it'll go back to the exact same spot it started in. So you start and end from a position of total relaxation. This not only allows you to release the tension that you built up from fretting the note, but it also ensures that your finger starts again from the exact same distance, increasing accuracy and synchronizing both hands for better control. And the cool part is, this principle of applying tension and energy to the action, to the forward motion on the guitar, and relaxing back to your starting point applies to every single part of your technique. You need to constantly be relaxing and releasing the tension that you've built up. Think about it like being held underwater. If you can come up for air every couple of seconds, you can survive and keep going. But if you never come up for air, you're done. And that brings me to the third piece of the puzzle. How do you actually make playing feel effortless? I was a music student in college and was practicing like 8 hours a day. It was a very competitive environment, and I put a lot of energy and effort into my playing, which basically meant I was tense the entire time I was practicing. I ended up getting the beginning stages of tendonitis, and I got really scared that I wasn't going to be able to continue practicing. And that's when I started looking into the causes and possible solutions for my pain. I found out that the majority of muscles I use to play guitar are slow twitch muscles. Now, you've probably heard of fast twitch and slow twitch when it comes to sports, but it's super important when it comes to guitar. Slow twitch muscles use oxygen for fuel, and they're very low intensity muscles. They're the type of muscles that you use to finger pick, to fret strings, or to hold your posture upright all day, quietly working in the background without you even really noticing them. The way they're able to keep firing and keep working without you noticing is by converting oxygen into energy, which means how you breathe is really, really important. When humans get tense, it's a natural reflex to shallow or even hold your breath. It's basically the fight or flight mechanism. Now, when you're practicing and getting tense, you're squeezing the muscles and not releasing them. And behind the scenes, what's happening is those muscles are being starved of oxygen. When you reduce the oxygen coming in, you're starving your muscles of the energy they need to work. But you're still making them work. So eventually they can't keep up and they start to cramp. But you're only partway through the song, so you keep going. Now you're getting tighter and adding more tension. So eventually this huge demand just overwhelms your system and your muscles give out and they fail and you have to stop. And it's all because you weren't breathing properly. So the ultimate hack that'll save you from pain and allow you to feel relaxed and play effortlessly the entire time is learning how to keep a long, steady breath no matter what you're playing, no matter what's happening. This is basic biomechanics, and it's something I love showing people because it can really begin to transform your playing. Understanding how your body works most efficiently will help you diagnose and solve your own technical problems on the instrument. It's so important that I created a monthly workshop dedicated to the biomechanics of playing guitar. It's called Hand Mechanics, and you can check out the link down below. The most common question I get is, how do I implement this stuff and start seeing results today? So before we end, I'm going to share one bonus tip that'll get you playing with less tension and pain-free immediately. Put your finger on the low E string, 5th fret, but make sure you're getting a dead note. Now you have to keep plucking that dead note without stopping. As you pluck, slowly increase pressure until you get a buzz note. Now keep that buzz note while you pluck. Then add 1% pressure at a time until the buzz goes away and it's a clean note. Now compare that to how much you normally use. It's probably way less than what you normally play with. Think of how much that can save you. You're basically squeezing the life out of every note when you really only need a fraction of that. This is why when you watch the best guitarists in the world, it looks like they're barely even trying. because the energy that they are using is minimal. All right, I said I was going to give you one bonus tip, but I'm actually going to give you two. So go back to that dead note test we just did. Go through until you get a buzz note again. Now take a look at where your finger is actually located within the fret. I'll bet for most of you it's somewhere in the middle. Now keep plucking that buzz note, and without changing the pressure, just slide up in the fret until you're right up against the fret wire. The buzz goes away. So not only can you play with less tension than normal, you could play with even less than that if you move your finger up against the fret wire for every single note. Getting this light touch is one of the key pieces to mastering the fretboard, and it can save you tons of frustration and improve your technique really quickly. And if you're interested in other ways to reduce tension and make your playing feel effortless, I have a free newsletter where I share tons of technique tips just like this for every level of guitarist, and you can check that out in the description down below. And let me know in the comments what guitar-related pain you've been dealing with and how you've been trying to approach it. So to recap, you want to start from your body's natural position. That means getting completely relaxed and finding the position that that body part wants to naturally be in, and then adding the guitar into that. Next is that passive release. You want to think of every move as two motions. The active motion going toward the string and the passive motion going away from the string. And that passive motion needs to just be letting go, relaxing back to your starting position. And that's how you release the tension after every single movement. And finally, you want to be breathing long, deep, steady breaths while you play, taking in a constant stream of oxygen so your muscles don't cramp and you never have to feel pain or soreness again, and your playing will feel effortless. Now, playing pain-free is great, and it's super important. But if you really want to take it to the next level, check out this video on how to avoid the biggest technique mistakes on the fretboard that you're probably making. Not only will you be relaxed and feel effortless on the guitar, but you'll be cleaner, faster, and have more control.